National No SpongeBob Day is a quirky and humorous observance celebrated annually on August 15th. It originated both as a fictional holiday with the Spongebob Squarepants TV show and as a real-world tongue-in-cheek celebration. The holiday first appeared in the Season 6 episode titled Gone, where the residents of Bikini Bottom leave town to enjoy a day without SpongeBob. They even build a wooden effigy of him, burn it, and dance on the ashes, a parody of Burning Man. Fans and internet communities embrace the idea, turning it into a real-world event. The day is meant to be a lighthearted break from all things SpongeBob. No episodes, no memes, no merchandise. Instead, people are encouraged to explore other forms of entertainment and creativity. Nickelodeon's Spongebob Squarepants is an animated comedy cartoon created by Stephen Hillenburg. The sitcom follows SpongeBob and his buddies on their adventures in Bikini Bottom, an underwater metropolis. Hillenburg developed an unpublished educational book in 1989 to teach his students about ocean life, which gave birth to many of the concepts of SpongeBob. In 1996, he began creating Spongebob Squarepants as a television series, and in 1997, he proposed a 7-minute pilot to Nickelodeon. Following the broadcast of the 1999 Kids' Choice Awards, Nickelodeon aired a preview for the series in the United States in May 1999. By July 17, 1999, the series had its formal debut. Since its launch, it has received widespread critical acclaim, and by the second season, it had amassed great popularity. The 13th season premiered in October 2020, and on March 29th of 2022, the series was renewed for a 14th season. 3 feature films and 2 spin-off shows have been based on the SpongeBob franchise. 4 further films are in the works as of February of 2022, including 3 character spin-off films for Paramount Plus and a new theatrical SpongeBob picture. 6 Annie Awards, 8 Golden Reel Awards or Emmy Awards, 19 Kids' Choice Awards, and 2 BAFTA Children Awards are all under the belt of the show Spongebob Squarepants. In 2017, a Broadway musical based on the show premiered to critical acclaim. Stephen McDaniel Hillenburg, born August 21st, 1961, and passing away on November 26th of 2018, was an American animator, writer, producer, director, voice actor, and marine biology educator. Hillenburg was best known for creating that animated television series SpongeBob Squarepants for Nickelodeon in 1999. The show had become the 4th longest-running American animated series. He also provided the original voice of Patch the Pirate's pet, Potty the Parrot. Say that 5 times fast. Patchy the Pirate's pet, Potty the Parrot. Born in Lawton, Oklahoma, and raised in Anaheim, California, Hillenburg became fascinated with the ocean as a child and developed an interest in art. He started his professional career in 1984, instructing marine biology at the Orange County Marine Institute, where he wrote and illustrated The Intertidal Zone, an informative picture book about tide pool animals, which he used to educate his students. After 2 years of teaching, he enrolled at the California Institute of Arts in 1989 to pursue a career in animation. He was later offered a job on the Nickelodeon animated television series Rocko's Modern Life that lasted from 1993 to 1996. Following the success of his 1992 short film, The Green Beret and Wormholes, which were made as part of his studies. In 1994, Hillenburg began developing the Intertidal Zone characters and concepts for what became Spongebob Squarepants, which has aired continuously since 1999. He also directed the Spongebob Squarepants movie from 2004, which he originally intended to be the series' final. He then resigned as showrunner, but remained credited as executive producer on subsequent seasons, even after his death. He later resumed creating short films with Hollywood Boulevard USA. In 2013, he co-wrote the story for the second film adaptation of the series, the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, in 2015, and received a posthumous executive producer credit for the third film, the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run, released in 2020. Besides his 2 Emmy Awards and 6 Annie Awards for Spongebob Squarepants, Hillenburg also received other recognitions, such as an accolade from Heal the Bay for his efforts in elevating marine life awareness and the Television Animation Award from the National Cartoonist Society. Hillenburg announced he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, in 2017, but stated he would continue working on SpongeBob for as long as possible. He died from the disease on November 26, 2018, at the age of 57. A 16th season of SpongeBob SquarePants premiered on June 27th of 2025. SpongeBob is the 4th longest-running American animated series in history and the longest-running American children's animated series as of 2025, surpassing PBS Kids' Arthur. The series' popularity has made it a multimedia franchise and Paramount Global's most profitable intellectual property. By 2019, it had generated over $13 billion in merchandising revenue since its debut. It has inspired 4 theatrical films, starting with that SpongeBob SquarePants movie in 2004, 2 feature films for streaming, that Broadway musical we already discussed, a comic book series, and video games. The series eventually expanded into spin-off series with a CGI series, Camp Coral, SpongeBob's Under Years, and traditionally animated series, The Patrick Star Show, both premiering in 2021, while the former ended in July of 2024. The series follows SpongeBob SquarePants, an energetic and optimistic sea sponge who lives in a submerged pineapple and also involves all his aquatic friends. SpongeBob has a childlike enthusiasm for life, which carries over to his job as a fry cook at a fast food restaurant, the Krusty Krab. One of his goals is to obtain a boat driving license from Mrs. Puff's boating school, but he never succeeds. His favorite pastime includes jellyfishing, which involves catching jellyfish with a net in a manner similar to butterfly catching, and blowing soap bubbles into elaborate shapes. He has a pet sea snail with a pink shell and a blue body named Gary, who meows like a cat. Living 2 houses away from SpongeBob is his best friend Patrick Star, a dim-witted yet friendly pink starfish who resides under a rock. Patrick considers himself to be intelligent, with his ignorance of his stupidity being a key trait of his. Squidward Tentacles, SpongeBob's next-door neighbor and coworker at the Krusty Krab, is a grumpy and bitter octopus who lives in an Easter Island moai. He despises his job as cashier and enjoys playing the clarinet and painting self-portraits. He is constantly annoyed by SpongeBob and Patrick's antics, who are unaware of Squidward's animosity towards them, though they get along well when the situation calls for it. Mr. Krabs, a greedy red crab, is the owner of the Krusty Krab. He serves as a father figure to SpongeBob. He is a single parent with a teenage daughter, a gray sperm whale named Pearl, who has no interest in taking over the family business. Another of SpongeBob's friends is Sandy Cheeks, a thrill-seeking and athletic squirrel from Texas who wears an air-filled diving suit to breathe underwater. She lives in a tree enclosed in a clear glass dome, locked by an airtight hand-turned seal, and it is an expert in karate. Located across the street from Krusty Krab is an unsuccessful rival restaurant called Chum Bucket. It rarely has any customers due to its sale of chum-based food, constituting as cannibalism by the majority of the fish population. It is run by a small green-eyed copepod named Plankton and his computer wife Karen. Plankton, being a childhood friend and eventual rival of Mr. Krabs, constantly tries to steal the secret recipe of Mr. Krabs' popular Krabby Patty burgers, hoping to gain the upper hand and put the Krusty Krab out of business. Karen supplies him with evil schemes to obtain the formula, but their efforts always fail and their restaurant rarely has any customers. When SpongeBob is not working at the Krusty Krab, he is often taking boating lessons from Mrs. Puff, a paranoid but patient putterfish. SpongeBob is Mrs. Puff's most diligent student and knows every answer to the oral exams he takes, but he panics and crashes when he tries to drive a real boat, hence failing the course multiple times. When Mrs. Puff endures one of SpongeBob's crashes or is otherwise frightened, she puffs up into a a ball. The French narrator, often nicknamed Frenchie, is an unseen figure who often introduces episodes and narrates the intertitles as if the series were a nature documentary about the ocean. His role and distinctive manner of speaking are references to oceanographer Jacques Cousteau. Ever since season 10, the narrator began to appear infrequently in live-action appearances, being portrayed as a diver in a heavy deep-sea diving suit. Recurring guest characters appear throughout the series, including the retired superhero Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, who are idolized by SpongeBob and Patrick, a pirate specter known as the Flying Dutchman, the muscular lifeguard of Goo Lagoon, Larry the Lobster, and the merman god of the sea, King Neptune. There is also a large variety of characters who serve as the main background characters for the show and are featured in almost every episode. They are each referred as incidental, followed by their given model number. Their names, jobs, personalities, relationships, voices, ages, and sometimes gender are inconsistent and tend to differ from each episode. There are 222 of these characters. Special, generally half-hour or hour-long episodes of the show are hosted by a live-action pirate named Patchy and his pet parrot Potty, whose segments are presented in a dual narrative with the animated stories. Patchy is portrayed as the president of a fictional SpongeBob fan club, and his greatest aspiration is to meet SpongeBob himself. He gets into absurd escapades in a similar manner to the actual show, with Potty constantly making fun of Patchy's nonsensical aspirations and causes trouble for him while he tries to host the show. National No SpongeBob Day. It's a playful way to take a break from SpongeBob content, appreciate other forms of entertainment, celebrate the show's creativity and humor, even by pretending to ignore it. Just watch the damn thing.